Welcome back to the show. Let's get into these creepy videos. Hey, that rhymes.
This big show, big fundraiser. They raised $100 million. James Lee did a thing about it on Instagram. The way they distribute the money is so crazy. You're gonna read this and you're never gonna want to donate to charity again. Listen to this.
I watched this. I looked into it a little bit. We'll watch it, but what they say though is that within the first month they distributed half of that money.
Hold on, before you press play on
this.
I also don't trust this. That guy with the fishing hat is not a reliable news source. That guy with the fishing hat is not a reliable news source.
So let me kind of just set up what you're seeing right here. Of course, Joe Rogan is talking with his Joe Rogan friends about this Instagram guy who keeps giving everybody the news. And Joe Rogan's friends are like, he's not anybody who's reliable. Now, these are the comments from this clip from off of Joe Rogan's show, and the comments are like, yo, Lee, you made it if Joe Rogan is talking about you. And is it good that you made it when the stars are talking about you? Because as I've said, YouTube is the new Hollywood. Social media is the new entertainment for everyone. So let's keep going and I'll say some more afterwards.
My number one source of news.
And then he's trying to blame the Annenberg Foundation. That is one of the richest fucking families in California. There was so much fucking money.
I wonder how they got money.
I mean,
fire rate is giving
it doesn't matter. If
like liberal ass Jamie, you fucking Ohio State fan, liberal ass.
How about just play the video? How about play the video and let everybody figure it out for themselves?
Let's platform this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, play it, liberal.
Jesus.
Hold on, before you press play on this. I also don't trust this. That guy with the fishing hat is not a reliable news source.
That's my number one source of news.
It looks like a movie.
What I sent Jamie yesterday, you want to get...
This guy. Do any of us know who this guy is?
Are there actually men in the world that don't think that tattoos are attractive? Like, I'm asking, seriously. I got all these tattoos because I thought that it was going to make me hotter.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys could tell, but this is not a real person. It's not a real opinion. It's just AI rage bait. Yeah, there's now a huge budding economy built off of inventing a fake person tailor-made specifically to trigger you, to make you mad, to torment you, and most importantly, to then monetize that rage. We're talking about people making $50,000, $60,000 per month off of AI-generated content like this.
So what you're seeing is tech horror and a smear campaign to discredit the guy talking about the horror in tech. Yes, AI can be terrifying. It can be fun, but it can also be very creepy. But this is just the way I look at it. You tell me if you see it that way. Maybe you don't. I'm old. I got dementia. I'm going through depression. What do I know?
Take a look at Vader's breastplate. Darth Vader's breastplate displays distorted ancient Hebrew. The inscriptions are not random. They are intentional sorcery. Hollywood deliberately mimicked Hebrew to hide the message in plain sight. The first word, Ab, means father. The second corrupted word hints towards oppression or Metz. The next cluster implies rolling destruction or secret watching. The third line, ad, means eternity or witness. The final line, shalaka, means cast down or thrown away. When properly interpreted, the message reads, Father of destruction, cast down for eternity. This directly parallels Satan's biblical identity as the father of lies and the fallen ones known as Semyaza. John 8 verses 44 and Revelation 20 verses 10. Darth Vader's armor identifies him spiritually as the general of darkness. Ephesians 6 verses 12 once again describes principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, and spiritual wickedness in high places. He is literally armored in mockery, imitating the high priest's holy breastplate, but twisted into a satanic version aligned with the rulers of darkness described in Ephesians 6 verses 12.
People are losing a lot of money on accusations. Not even proof. Accusations. Let's look at Shannon Sharp. When's the last time niggas heard from Shannon like that? It's been quiet. Shannon Sharp was on TV every day. The nightcap was lit. Shay, I'm not saying it still is. I just haven't seen it. Shit was popping up on my algorithm on it's not popping up no more. Him and Chad Ochocinco was supposed to go on nightcap tour. It's canceled.
When you listen to niggas like Dr. Umar and shit like that, they tell you only white women do this shit to you.
This is why those two clips, that clip and this clip, connects.
This is the only reason why I gotta say, Dr. Umar, we gotta talk to you, brother. Because when we listen to y'all brothers, y'all say niggas like Shannon Sharp only get done like that by the snow bunnies.
Then you got another faction that says, oh, these older men. And I'm just saying, us older men who are into this X-Files creepy stuff since we was kids, why would we not be into it now? These millennials and Gen Zers, they be coming at us, man. Especially if you is like in the new Hollywood, which is YouTube. And I'm not trying to be famous. I'm just, sharing the creepy stuff. So this is another thing that they're throwing with these allegations, because they want the 20-year-olds just for them. And fine, you can have them. Tell them to leave me alone. And you guys in the comments, you leave it. If these 20-year-olds, 21, women too. These little thoughts be coming at your husband here in the gym. Come on now. Let's play women.
If it was a sister, she don't paint you as a violent beast. That's what Hallie's doing to DDG. We got to clear that up. This idea that black women let you rock out and white women put you in jail. No. Bitches put you in jail.
People with ovaries will put you in jail if you hit them. Don't hit them. I mean, that's not hard. Well, it is, but you got to be disciplined. They'll make you want to hit them, but you can't. You got to be stronger than that. And you are. You are stronger than that, aren't you? Kind of man are you?
Let's just keep it up. Tory in jail getting stabbed, Megan's twerking. Pop that. Shit. It don't matter, black or white. As long as they got a vagina, they get you in jail, chat.
If you hit them, if you hit her, you got to know the right kind of girl to mess with. I mean, it's hard because they're all beautiful and they all look delectable. I'll give you that. Satan, you're the master deceiver. But that's why God's on your side to help you. If you ask him for help. Allegedly, I heard that somewhere. If you ask for help, God will help you. I don't know that that's true. I've just heard that. So don't quote me.
It's a fact. I done white, Spanish, black, Asian, everything. The only bit after she got a choo-choo ran or trying to sue, it ain't the white joint. She black as fuck. DDG's own baby mama has now, in trying to wrestle custody for the kid and to say he's unfit to be a parent for his own child, is now saying they just brutally beat down somebody on TikTok. Oh, they had a fight. Don't give him custody. They told me only white women did this. I need some answers. Dr. Umar.
But wait, DDG didn't even throw a punch. I saw that. He didn't. I didn't see him throw a punch. Now his entourage, you might have to do it like Allen Iverson. He had to get rid of all of his people from back home that was down with him. Well, not all of them, but the ones that too much bringing the old neighborhood mentality along with them. You can't do that in this new Hollywood. And they're like letting us all know now. Like my 13-year-old, she's damn near a streamer. My 19-year-old, he's your kids too. I know my audience is mostly 35 to 50-year-old people, 54, 55, my analytics say. You got a kid, that's a streamer. He or she, nice, talented, attractive, slim. They got the Hollywood face. They got the YouTube face. That's crazy.
We listening to you. You said no bunny hopping for the summer. We have seized bunny hopping. It's a tariff on bunny hopping right now. Okay? If for 1 second y'all believe that move that was happened to Shannon Sharp won't happen if you dealt with a black chick, you are sadly mistaken. And Dr. Umar and the people who peddle that type of fuckery.
Any chick who's I won't say ungodly because I don't want to make it religious. I'll just say if she doesn't have morals, any woman, any person who doesn't have morals, you could get it. It's spooky out here.
They need to stand accountable for that.
Nothing is embarrassing when everything is embarrassing. And DJ Academics is the perfect example of this.
Do you see the smear campaign? Let's put an attractive. She's attractive, but as my wife says, you can always tell how crazy the woman is by her eyebrows. So take that one with a grain of salt. But let's have her smear DJ Academics because DJ Academics is telling you some truths behind the DDG thing. And why is DDG so important? Because DDG, the other young streamers, they're helping to push this new Hollywood. It's the changing of the guard. Allegedly. It could be. Maybe it's not. I'm probably looking too much into it because, like I said, I got dementia. I didn't take my pills. Do I got some more of my pills left? Let me see. Let me take them right quick.
He's a perfect example of what you can do if you do not let embarrassment get to you. If you let it wash over you like a cool breeze, okay? That man has been humiliated on a public, borderline national scale.
Now I feel better.
Time and time again. In interviews, in music, in person, on Twitter, on Instagram, in music. And every day he gets up and he continues to be his same horrible self. Young Miami literally took time on 50-50. She calls him a bitch, okay? She took time out of her debut, her solo debut, to humiliate him one last time.
Is Young Miami a rapper? Because DJ Academics, I remember him on YouTube 2014 when I started watching him. He was critiquing rappers, and that's like what he is doing now. He created shout out to the YouTubers who created a lane for themselves, man. That's dope, man. I've got so much respect for that because a lot of people said you couldn't do it. You can't do it. What are you doing? And they did that to my generation when rap first, because rap didn't exist when I was like 10 years old. There was no such thing as rap. And they said we couldn't do it. The people from the 60s and the 50s and all, they said we couldn't do it. That's just noise and garbage. So I got mad respect for those people. Anyway, he critiques rap. Was he critiquing Young Miami's song because it was garbage? I liked the City Girls. That whole stripper rapper thing, I thought to me, that was creative. That's dope. Because I'm from the streets. I mean, I'm from the suburbs. We're not talking about me. Is that why Young Miami was dissing him? Because he critiqued her music. But was your music trash? I don't know.
And he still can get out of bed and be the same menace, specifically to women, that we've always known him to be. So there's two things you could take away from this. One, fuck the embarrassment and just do you. Or two, maybe embarrassment is actually a good indicator, a good guidepost for how to be a good person, or when you're saying something that's fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Maybe you could heed it and value it and learn to respect it. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Maybe I do.
He's still being himself as much as we all tried to dissuade him of it. So you might as well be you.
Did you know that the CIA owned over 250 different media outlets in the 1960s?
I did not know that.
And spent what today would be around $1 billion spreading information. To this day, the CIA directly communicates with Hollywood studio heads on what to influence the American people with. Those emails were actually released to the public via WikiLeaks. The CIA even helped Walt Disney acquire the swampland where Disney World now sits. A report also found that dozens of ex-CIA agents now work for Google. Are we really surprised that Google manipulates the algorithm to only show you certain search results?
Yes, we are surprised, man, because I didn't know they was doing that. I don't want them to be doing that. I'm surprised that they're doing that. It hurts my feelings that they're doing that. If it's true, we don't know it's true. Or do we know it's true? I don't know anymore.
Former CIA Director William Colby said that the CIA owns anyone of any significance in the major media. And former CIA Director William J. Casey said, quote, "We will know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false."
She could be an AI. She's very attractive. Deep ocean blue eyes, blonde hair. You saw the clip that I played earlier, right? I'm not saying she is an AI. She could be. How would we know? Turn on the Creepy Talk music, please. How would we know?
I would encourage you not to make the mistake of thinking that the shows and the movies coming out of Hollywood are original ideas, and it's just culture, it's just trends. Because culture is being manufactured by people at the highest levels for a specific purpose. Your search results are being manipulated to cause you to think a certain way. The mainstream media, whether it's Fox or CNN, they are all given scripts to cause you to think a certain way. Don't be manipulated.
Sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
I don't think he was everything they are true without checking facts further. Unfortunately,
exactly what people play, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Who sought out the witch of Endor? King Saul. Was Endor a real place? Yes.
Wait, isn't that a popular show on Disney Plus? Oh, it's Andor. It's not, and it's Ann. So we're safe with this one. This is, some of these they be hitting too close to home. this ain't one of those.
How many times is Endor mentioned in the Bible? 3 times. Psalms 83 verses 10, Joshua 17 verses 11, and 1 Samuel 28 verses 7. Who lived in Endor according to Star Wars? The Ewoks. What was Endor known for spiritually? The Witch of Endor, a woman who summoned familiar spirits. What is a Night Sister in Star Wars? A witch of Dothamir practicing dark force sorcery. Which prominent Night Sister is tied directly to Endor? Sharal, the force-wielding witch of Endor. What power did Sharal possess? Dark magic, the ability to manipulate and control through sorcery. What did the Bible say about Endor? It was a stronghold of witchcraft and necromancy. What did Saul want from the witch? To summon the spirit of Samuel for guidance.
Wait, witchcraft is in the Bible? I want you to leave it in the comments and tell me a scripture where the Bible talks about witchcraft, because I don't know that I believe, because the Bible's a fairy tale, allegedly. So
what spirit answered Saul? A familiar spirit, not the true Samuel, but a counterfeit manifestation.
Austin Powers was never just comedy. It was predictive programming dressed in velvet suits and laugh tracks. We thought it was satire, but when Dr. Evil built a time machine to steal Austin's mojo, it wasn't just a plot device. It was the life force, the seed, and the masculine blueprint bottled and commodified. And while the world laughed, another story was unfolding. Let's talk about Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, a name stolen from mythic matriarchs. He didn't.
Jeff Bezos does look like Dr. Evil. That's a coincidence. But the girl who was the cute AI said the CIA has been messing with Hollywood for a long time. That don't really connect because she's an AI. Well, let's hear what this black lady is saying. She might have something. We'll know.
Just build an online store. He created a stream grid with cloud servers, AI frameworks, and Twitch, the new Oracle pool. On Twitch, users don't just play, they project, turning self into signal and identity into algorithm. The same interface that once belonged to Mystics now belongs to Streamer University. Bezos also owns Blue Origin, which is designing O'Neill cylinders, massive womb-shaped space habitats simulating Earth. Bezos has said it outright. Earth is fragile, Mars is limiting. So, the solution? Simulated gravity, weather, and life. Bezos' grandfather helped found DARPA, the Pentagon's Consciousness Research Division. This is the same agency behind Psychic Warfare, ARPANET, and Project Stargate. This isn't innovation. It's a continuation of an intergenerational mission to digitize biology, memory, and consciousness itself, to replace womb with code and to stream the soul. And while Bezos built steel sanctuaries in orbit, Hollywood prepares the psyche for this reality. Let's go back to Austin Powers. Mike Myers didn't just act, he fractured. He was Austin, Dr. Evil, Fat Bastard, and Goldmember. 4 faces and 1 mask. This was ritual cloning, inversion, and mockery. A spell cast through satire to normalize identity collapse. In 2025, the spell's finally cracked. Mike Myers was named during court testimony as a CIA operative connected to Diddy. Let that sit for a moment. The man who played a spy on screen was a real one off screen. Austin Powers wasn't mocking the agency, it was modeling it. Because in this system, actors become assets, scripts become shields, and comedy becomes cover. But what if the real Stargate isn't mechanical? Enter H.P. Lovecraft, who in The Shadow Out of Time introduced time travel not through machines, but through mind projection. His great race of Yith could swap consciousness across eons, inhabiting bodies and not timelines. No spacecraft, no wormholes, just mental migration. That idea was reborn in Lovecraft Country, the show, through Hippolyta, a black mother who walks through a portal and becomes I Am. Not through force, but remembrance. She becomes warrior, oracle, and galactic being. She doesn't just time travel, she remembers. This is the feminine template. Reclamation through identity, not escape, and memory as multi-dimensional software. Her daughter Diana inherits the archetype, part Wonder Woman, part timeline traveler. This is the Amazon code. Meanwhile, Bezos encodes the opposite. Simulation over sensation. He builds orbital sanctuaries and she embodies the Stargate. 2 timelines, 1 synthetic and 1 sovereign. And it's all happening right now because today's platforms aren't just for content. They're ritual spaces. Every time you go live, you open a portal. Your face becomes a sigil, your voice a spell, and your attention currency. This isn't just metaphor, it's architecture. The glyph Austin Powers wore wasn't just set design. It was a prophecy. Masculine energy extracted, inverted, and streamed. From mojo to mainframe and from myth to machine, from memory to metadata. If this transmission sparks something in you, you'll love my book, The Coded Reality, where I explore how media, memory, and magic are being shown in plain sight. This has been a tailored healing transmission.
Is reincarnation real? Is reincarnation possible? On the right, we have Jimmy Fallon in this lifetime, and on the left, we have a picture possibly from him in a former life.
So Timbaland just announced a new AI artist and a new genre called A-pop, which is AI music, I guess. And this artist is named Tata. And as a producer, I'm not sure how to feel about this. Look, I'm a big fan of Timbaland and everything he's done, and I'm a big fan of technology. But this whole lead-in to AI artists, I already know where this is going. Let's be honest, this is just going to be another excuse to not pay actual people and artists. And then,
look, I'm going to give some free game right here. And I'm even trying to implement it myself. And I've seen other people do it. I was thinking it, but these people have done it before me. Train your kids, man. Your kids already know how to do this stuff. This technology stuff was made for them. You're supposed to see my son and daughter up here right now, but they're doing other things. She's animating. He's off starting his young man journey, driving his car. I had to tell his mother when he got his license, I said, yo, get off his back. He's going to be gone for hours and hours, and you're going to want to call him. He's fine. Leave him alone. He's adventuring. He's going to do that. Just relax. And that's what he's off doing. Train your kids while they're young, because they already do it for fun. They already play video games all day for fun. It's now you can get paid for playing video games. Let them do it. Your kids are young, no gray hairs, no wrinkles. Put them in front of the camera. You don't have to use your superpowers for evil. You can use them for good. These people who have all the money, they just believe in doing things their way. So, it's like, we don't have to believe it. They do. That's the creepy part. They're putting their money into what they believe, and it just happens to be. Got to take some more pills, because I might be starting. I don't think it kicked in yet. Take a few more.
Just give an excuse to undercut, and pay goes down, and then it's going to eventually lead to like artists having to create their like AI personas. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into this. How do you guys feel about this?
So now that we know that Timbaland has an AI artist that he just signed, did he use the music that you guys play on his live stream to train his AI? Be careful, y'all.
On the East Coast, the high top.
Yo, I hate when people make me rethink everything. That's not what I want to do. I want to keep thinking the way I was thinking. Sometimes. A lot of times. Most of the times. I used to watch his thing. Leave it in the comments if you used to watch Timbaland live stream on TikTok. Also, tell me if you thought that was weird. Yo, why are you over here when you have millions of dollars? You got Grammys. Wasn't Timbaland talking about something called Sorrow? For those of you who know, it's like an AI music program. He was like promoting it or something like that. And I think Timbaland was even doing TikToks at one time.
On the East Coast, the high top fade reigns supreme. Sharp lines, tall tops, geometry with attitude.
Wait, this is AI. These are pictures. I've seen these pictures before in magazines. This is insane that AI can do this. I mean, on one hand, maybe you could be scared, but on the other hand, is so much room for money making. Or maybe there's not.
Careful, y'all.
On the East Coast, the high top fade reigns supreme. Sharp lines, tall tops, geometry with attitude. Barbers were craftsmen. The box cut, a crown with corners. Out west, the jerry curl dripped like confidence. Laid, slicked, soul glowing. The curl didn't ask for attention. It demanded lighting. One had angles. One had drip. Both had presence. That fade wasn't just a cut. It was a warning label. If your curl didn't bounce, stay in the house. The fade was silent strength. The curl was loud luxury. That box cut could cut silence. That curl could stop traffic. One came with shears. The other came with sheen. 2 time zones. 1 code. Show up fresh or don't show up at all. Fade or curl, it didn't matter. Backspin chronicles fade versus curl. 2 styles. 1 culture. Say what you want, but if your hair wasn't talking, nobody was listening.
You can't paint a picture on a nigga who go live every single day. Hallie, we never see you because you crazy as hell. I told you I see through that little image she had for the kids, this Disney shit. Man, ain't nobody hiring her now. Go ahead and take your ass out there to where you going, to Italy. Ain't nobody hiring her now. Nobody.
What if she already was hired? What if she was hired and put on DDG? What if this whole thing is just propaganda to hype up Streamer University? These things start out innocent. There's grassroots things that people with genuine intentions start out doing. And then there's always a mole. The powers that be always put one of their moles in there to act like they down and they're with it. And they believe in your purpose. And their whole purpose was to bring your thing down. But that's a conspiracy. You do your own research to see if that's really true. It's probably not. And hip hop started out innocent. Let's just throw a party to get the girls. And there was a mole somewhere in there. Somebody was like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'm with you guys. And then they switched it to something else. I think all of this streaming and all of that stuff. I remember 10, 15, like in 2010, first of all, 2007, a buddy of mine said, yo, you don't got a YouTube page? I said, a YouTube page? No. Why? He was like, why?
Shit. Hold on, bitch. Hey, what's up, man? This is nigga Soulja Boy, you know what I'm saying? Y'all think this a game, but this ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? I'm riding big time on the 22.
I don't think that the whole Soulja Boy movement initially, the way he came out and all of that type of stuff, I don't think that the powers that be had anything to do with it. They may have. I don't want to believe it. I haven't seen the evidence of that. So I don't believe that they had something to do with it. But very early on, I think they probably infiltrated. And that's what I think they're doing with this whole Streamer University thing. Look, you got them getting rid of the jobs on one hand. Then you got this episode of Black Mirror where they're talking about 100 merits. And that was kind of like being a YouTuber. Now we got the whole Streamer University thing, like just trying to push society to this AI, which it seems innocent, but there's a horror element to that they're not telling us. And I think their intention was always the horror element. And what if they're doing that with DDG? Because I think DDG got popular on his own. It was organic. Maybe early on they got involved, the powers that be, or maybe they said, oh, he making $400-500K a month. You don't know. Send the Little Mermaid chick over there to him. And how can we entice her? Make her famous. Yeah, give her this Little Mermaid thing. We'll give her, but the public saw through it. But our kids are not going to be able to see through that as easily. And that's what I think is going on.
Okay, so here's the fog in Montana. This is not normal even for Montana. It was not like this 20 minutes ago. Yes, it is snowing, but in between the snow, you can see like this misty, like steam thing. And then my husband said that there's this smell of like burning plastic. I can't smell shit right now because I'm like all stuffed up. I'm sick. But this fog is crazy. This is not normal.
You know, so like if you ask a futurist, so why do you believe the tribulation's about to happen? Probably the number one answer I've been getting recently is that the Euphrates River is drying up. Right? You guys hear that? So we know it's the end times because Euphrates River is drying up. Okay, so here's what they don't tell you. The Euphrates River has been drying up longer than I've been alive. Probably longer than most of you guys have been alive. Don't the futurists believe in a 7-year tribulation? Don't they know where it says in the book of Revelation where the Euphrates River dries up? That's the 6th bowl of wrath. That's like at the end of the tribulation. And the reason the angels pour out the bowls on the river Euphrates is so the kings can walk across it so they can fight. I don't even think it's a problem for kings to cross a river now.
Can someone explain to me why in Manchester we've had nothing but fog for 4 days now? 4 days in a row. Normally, just behind these buildings, I can see for miles out of my window, but I haven't been able to see past these buildings here, barely seeing this main road. And I know what fog is, and I've seen fog before, but I don't think ever in my life I have seen fog like this, like a blanket covering for 4 days in a row. And it's not even like it's disappeared and then come back. It's literally just been like this constantly since the 23rd of December. Is it just me, or is that not normal? I mean, if it wasn't for the lights there and the headlights, I probably wouldn't be able to see that road at all. Earlier on today, genuinely couldn't see a thing. I literally feel like I live in a Stephen King film. But yeah, it's pretty weird.
Has anyone else ever seen this before? Has anyone else ever seen 4 days, even longer, of fog continuously? Get it in the comments. But yeah, I've never seen this before. What is going on?
I was sitting here working and I just started hearing this eerie sound. I can't even explain it, but it just got super quiet. This fog rolled in from nowhere. I mean, literally 10 minutes ago, less than 10 minutes ago, I could see clear out to the water. But then I hear this crazy eerie sound and I look over to the right-hand side. If you can see within this fog right there, there's like a ghost ship that pulled in, man. It's freaking me out. Totally freaking me out.
So, here's a wild theory I've been thinking about. Recently, a strange sphere was found in Colombia, and people are already whispering about it being extraterrestrial. The object has weird symbols, almost like a map or alien writing. Word is the UNAM in Mexico is currently studying it, and initial reports say it might be something from space. But wait, it gets better, or weirder. Now apparently 2 more similar spheres have been found in other parts of the world. This is where my prediction kicks in. I bet they're going to study these new spheres and surprise. They're going to turn out to be fake, probably made in China. No offense, of course. And then they'll use that as a reason to say the original Colombian sphere is fake too. All of it dismissed. Just another conspiracy theory to throw in the vault. But what if that first one was actually legit? What if E.T. just dropped one of his toys and now everyone's scrambling to cover it up? My prediction: the first sphere is real. The next ones are planted fakes, used to discredit the original find. Classic cover-up move. All we got.
Isn't that what they always do? They always try to discredit this person who's saying something like DDG. They always try to discredit that person who's saying something like DJ Academics. They're always trying to discredit, like James Lee, right? The TikToker. They're always trying to discredit people. That's not what they're doing now. This is just for entertainment purposes only. Take your medications, man.
Gotta do is sit back and see how it plays out.
Yeah, take your medications before they send one of these at you. You know they can do that right now, right? No, they can't. That would be God smiting you. This is what this is.
Oh no. Let's go the other way. There's trees in our way.
Don't get smited out here, bro.
Alright, so it's crazy foggy right now. But that's not the weird part, okay? Like, number one, it's weird because as it gets later in the day, fog should lighten, dissipate, and it's really not. But the weirdest part is the taste and smell. It smells like after you set off a bunch of fireworks, and like the taste of the air is, I mean, the only word I can think of is toxic. It's super weird. And so I'm going for my walk and it's kind of worrying me a little bit.
Maybe it's not fog. Maybe it's the smoke residue from an explosion someplace. Probably not. It's probably not that. Maybe it's the exhaust from a spaceship. It can't be that, because spaceships don't have exhaust. You're imagining it. That's probably what it is. You're old. You're a dad. You're old.
Let me know if you guys are experiencing something like that. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, it smells not right. And I'm 41. I've been through fog. This is something different. Let me know if you guys are experiencing something like that.
I unfollowed Timbaland today because what actually is going on? There's a point where you need to stop calling being a sheep and following along with the trend of things so that you can keep money in your pockets being innovative. Like, that's not innovative. You're being a sheep. You're following along with what you know is what you believe to be, and probably will be, a technology that takes over. And that's fine. But what's crazy to me is signing a completely unreal artist. It's not even an artist. It is a computer program. Like, that is not supporting real art. And I just can't support that. Like, what is happening?
But, like, what if you are the artist, the rapper, the singer? Because what is auto-tunes? Isn't that like a robot? Isn't that enhancing your voice? What about Roger Troutman? I wanna be your man. We love that in the 80s. Those are classics. Wasn't that like a computer helping his voice? Didn't we think computer love? We thought a computer was singing. That was dope. Like, why you kids take everything and turn it into like creepy analog horror? VHS is not spooky. You can make it spooky, but it's not just off the rip. Spooky the 80s. Come on. Just be artistic. The problem is some of you creatives are autistic. And that's the problem. Not that there's a problem with autism, but you know what I mean. God, Karen.
And honestly, it's really just the principle, because I know it's never going to get in the way of his bag that some people unfollow him because of this, but it's the principle.
The earth is flat, and that's not a debate.
That's not a debate. Okay.
See, every single ancient culture knew that we live inside of a ball, not on a ball. The earth is fixed and non-rotating. The stars and the constellations are the ones that move. The North Star is fixed. It's been in the same spot for thousands and thousands of years. See, NASA in Hebrew means to deceive, and they're the only organization that makes the heliocentric model. This is literally how everything works. It's a torus field, as above, so below, just like an atom. You have the positive charge and the negative charge. The positive funnels in, the negative pulls out, and then brings it back up. So just like the cell of an atom, you have the positive, the negative, and then the flat plane of inertia where we live. And you can see this resembled in our own bodies as well as through nature. If you're the kind of person that doesn't believe everything that you hear and are wanting to do a deep dive into some esoteric knowledge, but you're not sure where to start, I highly recommend you pick up this book. I'll leave an orange link below where I got mine.
Well, somebody actually said to me, why is there an eye on there? And why is this pentagram is on there? What is that all about? And that person who left that comment was correct. The pictures are nice. I like books with pictures. I like to read if the reading involves pictures. But this book itself is a conspiracy. It's like they're pushing out misinformation. There's some truth in there, but they're mixing the truth with stuff that I don't really agree with. So I would give you the link and say go read it for yourself, but I'm sure you'll find the link somewhere else. And I just don't want to be the one selling it. In fact, I might even cut out this whole segment.
I don't know what's more terrifying, an external universe or a finite universe. You know, they say the universe began 13.8 billion years ago because we measured the speed that all the galaxies are flying away from us, and it kind of runs time backwards to find out when they're all on top of each other. So we say the universe began 13.8 billion years ago, and all we know really is the universe was very hot and very dense. And we have some theories that, you know, there was existence before that. And that means that actually that it could have always been there or eternal. And some people get upset about that. Some people would rather there be a beginning because the idea that it might have been around forever is more frightening than the fact that it began in the first place. Only one interesting question of philosophy. The interesting question is, what does it mean to live a finite, fragile life in an internal universe? I think that the answer is so paradoxically why we are definitely physically insignificant. The Earth is one planet around one star amongst 400 billion stars with 2 trillion galaxies and a small past universe. So we're definitely small. We can't argue with that. We're just specks of dust. But if you think about what we are, we're just collections of atoms. You have a means by which the universe understands and explores itself, which is us.
And they were feeding all the cats cooked food, and all the cats became sterile and completely debilitated after the 4th generation, feeding them cooked food. Do you think that an animal needs to eat cooked food? Do you think that a cat or dog has a fire in the middle of the wilderness and is cooking up their food before they eat it? Like, just think about that. When you go to the pet food store or whatever store you go to buy your pet food, if it is cooked, it doesn't make any sense at all. The animal would not eat cooked food. There is no fire roaming around in the wilderness and then they're cooking up their chicken and mice and whatever else before they eat it. Like, think about that. And that's the thing. So people feeding their animals cooked food, they just result in so many health issues just from the cooked food. The kibble and all the garbage. And all the pet food companies make the studies. The pet food companies make up the studies to tell you to feed your animals cooked food. It's nuts, actually. Totally nuts. Should humans regulate their uncooked food consumption? Well, when you get into it, the more I'm looking into the past, a lot of people were eating uncooked food, lots of raw meats, and it seems that the raw meats were...
Why do we prefer that? It's not as good as the thing we have now. Why do we prefer VHS? Why do people buy vinyl? I just saw in Brooklyn a new video store open. It's more of a pain in the ass to go to a video store and hope they have what you want and then waste time looking. Not that scrolling on Netflix is any easier, honestly. And then have a VCR and then put it in the VCR and then rewind the tape. But people do prefer that, bro. And I think that's a legitimate question you gotta ask. It's like, why is that?
Okay, please tell me whose castle was stolen here?
Come on.
Look at that stolen castle. I mean, there's seashells on it. Look at that. Look. You literally cannot tell me that is not a stolen castle. It is literally, they stole this castle from someone. You cannot tell me anything else. Who did they steal it from? That's the question. And then, let's not forget, this thing is still right next door. This is just the side of it. Look at those freaking, look at those doors. Look at this ancient freaking thing. Now look. Oh my gosh. Alright, now going underneath it. I am short. I'm 5 foot tall. This is underneath it. Do you see how freaking huge that is? You're right. Took 3 years to build, huh? Oh my god.
That looks like, to me, I mean, it looks like, it looks like people standing up in prayer to me. Their heads down. It looks like one is in the front, because the one that's in the front, that's the person that leads the prayer. And then there's the one that's in the back that's a little bit further back. That's what it looks like. But how could that be? How is that possible? And then the other clip, the castle. They say it took 3 years to build. I don't know. Could there have been some type of civilization here on the world before us? And then the clip before that, the VHS guy. What I'm going to say is they can't erase history overnight. Parts of it they can. But like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes a while. So some of these civilizations, and I think there were many, that were here before us, humans, who were more technologically advanced than us. I mean, how couldn't they be? If God is infinite, he can create whatever he wants to create. I mean, don't we believe that? As people who believe in God, he can do whatever he wants to do, right? So why wouldn't he do that? We don't know what he did. I don't know what he did. You might know. I don't know what he did. But the remnants of those people is still here in their buildings. And then the people who came after them was like, yo, we gotta erase that and act like that didn't exist. But we can't do it overnight. We'll do that by bringing new stuff to the people and telling them this new stuff is better than this old stuff that you've had. The stuff you got presently is old. This is why I think people are going back and looking for the VHSs, because there really was nothing wrong with that. Can you give us digital quality on a VHS? I think they can. Someone in the comments is gonna say no, they can't. But if they went to the moon, how could they not do that? If you can go to Mars, how can you not give me digital quality on a Shut up. Shut up. How is there an AI artist? Dum-dum. How is there that? How does this work? This is a portal. How am I able to... What? How? I can talk to somebody who's not even here? Huh? What? But they have to tell us, that's old. That stuff you got, it's old. This new thing, it's better. We give it to our kids. Our kids say, yeah, that thing is old, Dad. Nobody uses that no more. This is better. Now they got something that's even better than this old thing you gave me. It's coming out tomorrow. Yeah, I saw the commercials. It's dope. Way better. But was there anything wrong with the thing that we had? Oh, it's more than one? Oh, I know what it is. It's AI.
So this is the United Nations headquarters. And this is the United Nations headquarters next to an image of the scene from The Wizard of Oz when the veil came down. You can't tell me this isn't truth in plain sight. They're showing you in the middle who the wizard is. The TV screens on the side represent the flames, and the little podium in the middle. Crazy to think of the narrative going on right now in the alien agenda and what the wizard back then looked like. Let's not forget, the man behind the curtain was essentially a fraud who has been manipulating the people of Oz pretending to be a powerful wizard. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. In order to make it out of Oz, we're going to have to do it as a collective. That means there are still many people that need to stop ignoring all these signs right in our faces.
Saying men should be dangerous. By dangerous, that implies I should be ready to threaten someone, to hurt somebody.
No, you should be capable of it. But that doesn't mean you should use it. There's nothing to you otherwise. Like if you're not a formidable force, there's no morality in your self-control. If you're incapable of violence, not being violent isn't a virtue. People who teach martial arts know this full well, right? If you learn a martial art, you learn to be dangerous, but simultaneously you learn to control it.
Didn't I say in the beginning of this video, you can control it? You are strong enough to control it. But let's get the father out of the house, because he's the one who teaches you how to control it. Because he had to learn how to control it from his father. And if his father wasn't there, he had to figure out how to control it. Because society was like, you better control it, for we put you in prison with the people we can't control. Nobody wants to go there, except for uncontrollable people. So you can control it. Don't just be hitting on anybody, but especially a girl. But you should know how to be dangerous, to defend your property, your wife. This is why we need to tell you that masculinity is toxic. Yeah, don't defend your stuff so we can come in and take it.
Both of those come together. And the combination of that capacity for danger and the capacity for control is what brings about the virtue. Otherwise, you confuse weakness with moral virtue. I'm harmless, therefore I'm good. It's like, no, that isn't how it works. That isn't how it works at all. If you're harmless, you're just weak. And if you're weak, you're not going to be good. You can't be, because it takes strength to be good. It's very difficult to be good.
This is why wives are wives. My wife just told me this the other day. It's difficult to shut the fuck up. As a woman, the women who don't want, those are weak bitches, because you can't shut the fuck up. But when they paying you, oh, you shutting up, but you shutting up for the money. And then some of the women, they can't. This is stuff my wife is telling me. I'm like, oh, I didn't really look at it like that. Yes, being a wife is difficult. It takes a strong woman to not say to your husband, say another word. I swear to God, I'm going to sleep with your brother. This was her example to me. I'm like, wow. I'm going to say that on TV, and I'll see if they agree with you in the comments.
Steve, have you ever sold a jet for crypto?
Not yet, but I am dying to. If anybody listening to this video right now and crypto they want to buy an airplane with, get a hold of me right away.
Well, has it ever been done in your industry?
Not that I've heard of, but I'd love to be the first. With crypto trending the way it is at an all-time high, with 40 or 50 Bitcoin, you can buy a nice little jet. I'm really fascinated about Web3 technology. I'm always learning about it. I'm trying to get all the younger people that are into it right now to educate me on it, and someday I'm going to try to incorporate it into what we do here on a day-to-day basis.
I'm finna bite you type shit.
Hello. They finally did it, bruh. Did what? Duke Dennis got patched. We outside tonight. I done already booked us a section, boy. They finna be in that motherfucker. Hello? What? They finally did it, bruh. Did what? Duke Dennis got patched. We outside tonight.
I'm too uncultured to get any of these references. Who finds this shit funny?
I hate feeling left out.
What do you think about the prompt theory?
Crackhead strength. Activated.
Activated.
What if we're just prompts?
We've already given them decades of low-frequency rap music for them to destroy themselves to. I think it's time we bring out Quan Mill.
Hello?
It's me again. International best-selling author.
You think you love the goodness of fried chicken by choice?
Message.
And now we go to Sheila with the weather. Gyat. That thing poking. My apologies.
Okay, so for the people who asked me in my comments, yo, where'd you find that clip? This is him. 100% AI generated everything. You guys remember back when I told you once you can make the AI generated prompts longer than 5 seconds? Well, I got crazy stuff in my imagination. Funny stuff. And I like that he kind of inadvertently gave you a clip of that. But what do you think of these videos? Were they dope? Were they whack? I've been taking my medicine. I'll be nice and paralyzed next time you tune in. And until next time. Thank you to my channel members. We said thank you, ha, to my channel members. No diddy when I say member. Thank you to my channel members. Fuck you if you're not a member. Nah, I'm just kidding, but seriously, join. Thank you.